Real quickly, I'd like to touch on a topic that a good friend of mine has proposed to me concerning Donald Trump, um, the imposed tariffs, Mexico, Canada, China, and Wall Street, the stock market. Is the average person aware that we are looking down the barrel of a recession? A recession that will cost the American people very dearly. Um, let's touch bases really quickly. This is not going to be a 20-minute video. But for those who are interested in modern day technology, you're going to find that the vehicles that have electronic membranes, electronic computers, that's going to skyrocket. Um, your iPhones, look at the price is going to happen on that because of the chip skyrocketing. Let's look at produce and food, like avocados. A lot of people like avocados. A lot of people eat guacamole. Um, you are aware that that comes from Mexico. Tariffs in Mexico, they're going to retaliatory tariffs, skyrocketing. Let's look at produce and beef, pork out of China, soybean out of China. Let's look at lumber out of Canada. Um, People here in the state of Maine, we enjoy lobster. We get a lot of lobster off the coast of Maine. But I don't think the average Mainer is aware that a lot of our lobster and blueberries go into Canada to be processed and come back. Um, in northern Maine, up in Presque Isle, Easton, Holton, Mars Hill, all the potato fields, a lot of the potatoes that come through McCain's Potato Company shipped out of Canada. So cost of living is going to skyrocket. And people aren't aware of what a recession really is. And everybody thinks, okay, we're safe because Social Security. They're already talking about the demise of Social Security. They're already talking about disassembling certain sections of Social Security that will greatly influence the recession. Let's go deeper. Your bank account. Percentages probably won't fluctuate that much. They may go up a little, they may go down a little, depending on independently owned and operated banks. But what's really going to take the hit is this right here, your hard earned dollars. Because now, according to the latest statistics, and this is not scientific by any means, but the latest statistics show that the average American citizen, if we are going to continue these tariffs and retaliatory tariffs and re-retaliatory tariffs, the average American citizen per capita per year is going to pay roughly $1,500 to $1,800 more than they would normally spend because of the price going up. I'm not trying to make this a political video. I'm not trying to make this a video that says that I am some sort of specialist. I'm far from a specialist, believe me. But I think when you vote the next president in, you might not want to consider who's on the ballot as much as who can help his country. Now, Donald Trump, I agree with a lot of his policies and principles, but there are a lot of things I don't agree with. He's a business person who's trying to make America rich again, make America great again, but at what cost? What is it going to cost me? What is it going to cost you? What is it going to cost everybody else in the United States of America? It's going to cost a lot more than what we're bargaining for because all the chips aren't on the table, so to speak. We hear what potentially could happen, and that scares a lot of people. If you look at the stock markets today, this is Monday. If you took a look at the stock market today, you'll see how it's going down and down and down and down because of uncertainties concerning a potential recession. Now, we're being in an opposition. An opposition, what I'm trying to say on that is that we had a stable economy for a while. We were rebounding nicely in stocks. The percentages are going way up, the points going way up. Jobs were being created in the tens, if not hundreds of thousands. Now we have a potential recession. We have potential cut to main care, Medicare. We have multiple insurance agencies that are no longer able to compensate the insurance claims from the California wildfires, etc. Because now, because of the government being stripped down piece by piece, they don't have the employees, they don't have the funding. Therefore, people who lost literally their entire livelihoods cannot be compensated for it. They cannot collect that insurance to rebuild a home for them, their family, their children. This is teetering on the form of another 1920s issue. And let's talk about teetering concerning Russia, Ukraine, China, United States. Are you people aware we're teetering on the brink of World War III? Everybody thinks that this Vladimir Putin is a dictator. He's more than a dictator. He's insane. Every time he gets butthurt, he talks about nuclear war. Now, the average person has heard it so often they think he's joking. I don't think he is. I think if that man is pushed into a corner, I think he's going to push back. And I think it's going to be about pushing some buttons. And I think we know which buttons those are. China has the biggest military on the planet. Now, they may not be as sophisticated as the United States, but all it takes, people, is one nuclear weapon. And you got World War III. Who's going to push it first? Russia? China? United States? Let's look at the big picture, and then I'm going to shut my mouth and end this video. Ukraine may be an important aspect of the former USSR. However, in the big picture, Ukraine is just a dot on a map. We're talking about the obliteration of countries. World War III is not going to be a joke. You're talking people launching nuclear missiles, nuclear weapons, by the dozens. How many nuclear weapons is it going to take to devastate the surface of the planet, to make it inhabitable? How far are we willing to go with politics before we open our damn eyes and realize it's not just about a recession. It's not just about Wall Street. It's not just about Ukraine. It's not just about Moscow, China. Look at Iran. Iran, the Ayatollah Khomeini, outright said the United States is nothing but a bully, that the president is a bully trying to tactic him out of nuclear induction. I got news for you, people. Iran already has nuclear weapons. If you research history, you'll see it. So now you've got 5 major powers that are threatening nuclear war. How long until somebody says, okay, enough talk, let's have some action? For those who used to watch the old TV series Star Trek, the original series with William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, James Doohan, Nichelle Nichols, Walter Koenig, there's an episode called A Piece of Our Action, A Piece of the Action, or something like that, where Captain James T. Kirk challenges a mafia boss called Krakow. At the end of that series, at the end of that particular episode, it stated, one day they're going to perhaps demand a piece of our action. We, as part of the United Nations and NATO, have an obligation to defend those we consider friendly. How far does that go, though? How far until somebody pushes those buttons the wrong way? We end up with a thermonuclear holocaust.